perhaps I just feel this more from Windsor, but it's not that it isn't going to eventually roll over here. Hello and happy weekend. I'm Meg, the accidental activist here for Windsor, Ontario, and I've just been going through this book and there's been a lot going on in the news. And as a mom to a little guy who shares a name with a little guy who is currently in US ICE custody, and a person who knows a lot about the Holocaust, I wanted to drop a little bit of knowledge today. And I shouldn't just say the Holocaust. I was a quote unquote gifted cast-off back in the 90s, and I paid attention in my classes. And in fact, even when I was getting into trouble and raving, I was learning about neurobiology. It's just the kind of person I've always been. And so when I see an American government holding children, even when they are sick. First of all, putting children in any kind of facility, such as they are doing, is wrong. And doing it when they are separated from family is even more wrong. And quite frankly, is the government engaging in human trafficking in one form or another, whether they want to acknowledge that or not. The fact that we have an Ontario business here that is selling those armored trucks to ICE, and I understand businesses need to make money, but I do feel like as Canadians, we've always taken pride in being the peacekeepers. At least I know for my family that was in the military, that was a pride thing for them, was we were usually the ones who were just trying to help maintain peace as opposed to going in and creating a mess. What I would like to remind people is that I certainly feel like no matter how much you didn't pay attention in school, you remember the words pox blankets when I say them together. Pox blankets? Yeah. White colonizers nearly wiped out like entire tribes by sharing wool blankets that were tainted with smallpox because they knew that the native population would have absolutely no ability to fight it off. And so now we have people in ICE camps eating moldy food, getting respiratory infections, and we're wondering why. Especially in small children, I'd like to remind that those types of infections can often lead to febrile seizures, and that can have cognitive effects that can last for that child's lifetime. And I'd also like to note that the Holocaust is not that long ago, and some of us have spoken and heard stories from people firsthand. And I gotta tell you, it wasn't all gas chambers. Some of it is controlled infection. And what you are seeing in America right now, they are intentionally losing people they want to lose. We know that there are people who are taken into custody that they have just lost track of. And you know what that means. Don't kid yourself into pretending it's an administrative error. I mean, it is an administrative error, but of the most grievous type. Anyway, start complaining. This whole up-down thing, it's embedded in all of society. So again, a lot of people you've probably heard, and I've said it before, think about what you care about, think about what you want to stand for, where are your lines, what are the things you will and won't do? Because I think a lot of you right now might be doing a lot more evil in this world than you may think. The right thing, it's almost always the hard thing.